What is going on, YouTube people? That's right, we're on a second channel. For those that do not know who I am, Neo Cards and Comics from the sports card and comic book side of things, spinning up a second channel to cover TCGs. I figured, why not FOMO into this, since I did not FOMO into Journey together. So, if you're new here, smack the subscribe button, hit the like button. That's probably the first and last time I will ever ask. That is not my style. Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about Journey together, because the new Pokemon release today broke the internet. The internet was busted at Pokemon Center, and FOMO is running wild in the streets like Hulk Hogan in the mid-'80s. It was absolute madness today, and a lot of unknowns. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. So, a little after, I think it was about 8:30, 8:45, my phone started blowing up with a bunch of Discord notifications and Twitter notifications that Journey Together was coming out. I was on my way to Columbus for work. Luckily needed gas, pulled off into the gas station, got gassed up, and snagged 2 Pokemon Center ETBs. They had some serious bot protection in place for this. Whether bots completely got shut down or not, I don't know. But they had a very strict limit of 2 per household. I did try to order a second set, and it said, no, sir. I tried to have them shipped to a different place, and it said, no, sir. So I assume it ties back to the billing address. Is what it is. I got my 2 PC exclusive ETBs. And then in the middle of all this chaos, the booster boxes, people start talking about that they are enhanced. And there is a promo card in them. And it's stamped. It's like a PC ETB. Maybe it's going to be super hype. Maybe it's going to be super rare. What if this is Pokemon Center exclusive? Oh my God, everybody lose your mind. 162, whatever it is, 161 and 64 cents per box plus tax out the door is a pretty good chunk of change that a lot of people, myself included, are not used to paying for booster boxes. And maybe this is the world that we live in. That's probably a future discussion for another day. So I hemmed and hawed. I said, all right, do I just cover my ass and grab 2 of these things? Do I get a whole case? It was limit a case. Because if this is truly an exclusive promo card to Pokemon Center booster boxes, this thing's going to go nuts. And like I said, we had no information on this at all. Well, in that amount of time, the rest of the internet found out that Journey Together was up, and the website crashed, and everything went to hell in a handbasket, and it was busted for the better part of a day. I think it was down for about 2 or 3, at least 2 hours. I drove all the way to Columbus, which is about 2 hours. And when I got to Columbus, the website was still broken. So I did not get any booster boxes. We find out later in the day, they are not exclusive. The promo is packed in to every booster box, according to Poke Beach, and a bunch of other people were talking about this as well. But that did not stop people from listing them as enhanced on the internet and FOMO doing its thing, and these things are selling for $300. For a booster box of a set we do not know a ton about. No, now, for those not familiar with my content, I have been stashing sealed Pokemon since late 2022. I am no Rudy from Alpha Investments. I do not have pallets of this stuff. I have about a case of most releases from late 2022. Pretty much all releases from 2022. At least a case of boosters, some PC ETBs, some booster bundles on specialty sets. Just depends. I'm not some whale investor. I am probably your typical average sealed air quote investor bro. So these apparently do not have, or this promo is apparently not exclusive to the Pokemon Center boxes. That being said, boy, oh boy, did Pokemon Center get some interesting data today about how the market would treat that if it happened. Talk about a way to sell your boxes at full MSRP instantly. Pack a promo into that is exclusive to Pokemon Center booster boxes, and people will lose their freaking mind, apparently. Earlier in the day, before this news came out, these were selling for even more. But reason has seemed to level in to some degree or another. $300 is still ridiculous. I do not, if that's the same that every booster box is going to be, there is no way these booster boxes are going to be $300 that early on release. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to see how things play out. Like I said, I'm a sealed guy. I don't know the singles super well. I know just enough to get by. I don't know that anything in this set is going to be hyped the same as it was with Surging Sparks. And Surging Sparks is $250 a booster box and is generally accepted as a really good set. So this seems like FOMO absolutely going nuts on it. Like everyone just lost their collective mind today. It was just like, yep, I'm paying full price for everything. I don't even care. I'm not even waiting for any deals. I do not care. PC ETBs currently going for, that one went for $150, but they've generally been selling for about $175 to $200. Closer to the $185 range, somewhere in there, give or take $5 or $10 either way. Those at least are semi-limited to a degree, though more will be coming. There will be more restocks of this. Yes, it will be a pain to buy it. Generally speaking, I have learned over my years in the collectibles nonsense space, if FOMO is driving your purchase decision, it might be best just to walk away from the computer. That has saved me more often than not over the years. It's gotten me into some trouble too. Listen, you're going to miss sometimes, but I think in cases like this, I would rather be patient and see what happens. Now, if that causes me to miss out on this release, which I won't, I'll eventually get something of it. I'll figure something out and get booster boxes. It's not like they're not going to exist. So if I have to pay the iron price and pay current market rate that's, maybe inflated, and I have to pay an extra 10 or 15 bucks a box, so be it. I do not buy sealed Pokemon to quick flip, typically. 95% of the time, I am buying it, sticking it on a shelf, and forgetting about it for years. That's what I've been doing since late 2022. That is what I will continue to do. That being said, I'm not going to FOMO into this stuff and just absolutely go crazy. Now, I don't expect to buy these boxes for $95 a pop like I used to be able to buy Pokemon boxes for left, right, and center on release. Those days are long gone, and I completely understand that. That being said, I'm not going to make a rash decision on something when there is literally no hurry. This set is going to be printed for the next couple of years. There will be restocks. I will have opportunities to get into this set that is not today basically paying almost, I don't know, what would that be with tax? Probably in the 170s, 175, 180 shipped. No thanks. Especially for a set that we just do not know a ton about. Now, more information is coming out about it. It is what it is. Pokemon Center has got to figure out their website. It does seem like it was a little bit better with bots. It doesn't seem like bots ate as much, but also it was a nightmare for regular customers to check out. There was tons of reports of people getting IP banned temporarily. The website just going to crap after about the first 10 to 15 minutes. It was okay-ish. And then it went to hell. I don't know what's going to happen next Friday when Prismatic Evolutions drops. It's going to be, the server might as well already be dead. Now, they got a preview for it today. And if this was crazy, just wait until next Friday when PE drops and people want the Prismatic Evolution Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. That is also going to be wild. So they have a week to figure this stuff out. We will see. They're literally printing money right now, hand over fist. You would think they could spool up a couple extra servers, and I am no IT guy. So that is where we currently sit. We are in pure FOMO mode right now with Pokemon in general, and specifically this new release. And like I said, I worry this is how people get potentially burned. When you're paying these inflated prices out the door, go look at other stuff. I'm not the first person to say that. Go look at other, if this Scarlet and Violet set, basically sight unseen, is immediately going to 170, then almost every other release out of Scarlet and Violet should also be in the 150 to 170 range. Now, a lot of them are. There's still a few that are lagging behind, but I would rather go back and look at those boxes, especially ones that have been reprinted already, and head that direction. Now, I already have positions in those. I have what I have. I don't want to say rules, but I am very much, I only, for the most part, buy booster boxes and PC ETBs on mainline releases, on specialty sets, PC ETBs, and I like booster bundles. I hate storing cases of 10 ETBs. I do have some for Crown Zenith and a couple of others. 151, I don't have any, but I have a bunch of booster bundles. That's generally speaking my rules. I don't like to chase a bunch of ancillary product like poster collections and binder collections and this thing and that thing that takes up a ton of space. I will on occasion, if the deal is good enough, like Walmart ran some Black Friday stuff, I dove in. But typically, those are the little rules that I have set up for my little Pokemon investing empire. FOMOing in the journey together does not fit into that playbook. On this one, I'm going to remain patient and see how things play out and see if there is an opportunity in the near between now and release date, or even on release date, maybe locally at LGSs. I will let the price kind of dictate. Now, in the meantime, these prices are probably going to stay inflated. Why? Supply and demand. There is not a lot of supply right now. I think your best deals might come on actual release day when some LCS, or LGS rather, somewhere dumps a bunch of product just to move it on TCG Player or on eBay on release day because they just want to get out of it, and they might be willing, they're probably not going to sell it for 100 or 110 anymore, but it's probably also not going to be 150, 160. We'll see. The TCG Player market, it's a perfect storm because of the limited supply, makes the prices seem like they are way higher than what they actually are. I would not be surprised if on release, we'll see if Prismatic Evolutions drops slightly. Now, I'm not saying it's going back to retail or anything crazy like that. I'm not an idiot. But I wouldn't be surprised if we at least see a temporary dip as a ton of supply hits the market. Could be wrong. We'll see what happens. That's all I got for you boys and girls today. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. We will see how this new channel thing goes. It wasn't necessarily part of the plan, but the way YouTube works, you are better off to niche down than go super broad base. And by continuing to cover TCG on the main channel, it would risk the algo potentially hurting that channel. And that was not a risk I was willing to take. There is zero risk. There was like 4 button clicks involved of spinning up a second channel. So we'll see how this goes. This will not be daily content over here. Some days there might be something. I haven't figured out what I'm going to quite do with it yet. But that is kind of the short-term plan for this. When something pops off that I want to talk about, I will put it over here. You could probably expect a couple videos a week. If there's nonsense and craziness, maybe a little bit more. It will not be as structured as the main channel where it is a daily video basically every single day. I would like to do a TCG market update like I do with the weekly sports card market update over on the main channel. It will not be Sundays. It might be Saturdays. It might be Mondays. I'm thinking actually Monday mornings for a TCG market update. And like I said, the primary focus will be Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, mostly sealed. But I figured between Pokemon going crazy again and what is coming with Magic later this year in regards to the Final Fantasy collaboration and the Marvel collabs for the next few years, this just seemed like a good time to rip this Band-Aid off and finally do it. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.